Okay, so you're live.
Hare Krishna, dear devotees. Welcome to ISKCON of Silicon Valley's Wednesday Bhagavad Gita session. It's an amazing time to reconnect with the Krishna Katha. We have been conducting these programs for more than 2 decades now. Previously, it was done in the temple in person, but now we migrated to it to the online platform since pandemic. So many devotees can actually join from different parts of the world as well. So without further ado, we can start our session with a small kirtan today. So today I will be singing a song which is written by Vasudev Ghosh. So there are three devotees, three brothers, Govinda Ghosh, Madhav Ghosh, and Vasudev Ghosh. They were Mahaprabhu's eternal associates. And these three devotees were famous for their kirtan. If you see Shri Chaitanya Charitamrita, there are mention of Govinda Ghosha's kirtan also. And then you also see that Vasudev Ghoshi wrote so many poems to glorify Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Most of his poems are ending in a manner that he is showing extreme humility. That's what I like about his kirtan. In this kirtan also, he is showing a special mercy of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and he is singing his glories, and also he is expressing his desire to serve the Lord in spite of his incapability. So he is saying, গোরা গুণ গাও শুনি বহু পুণ্য ফলের সে বহু মিলিল প্রেম পরশমণি. Oh, please sing the qualities, glories of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Gora means Gauranga or Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Bohu punno phale so pohu milolo. Prabhu, please go to the first stanza. We have got the mercy of the association of this pohu, this master, this Lord, after getting tons of sukriti. Punya here is not like material punya, it is actually sukriti, because through material punya you cannot get mercy of the Supreme Personality of Godhead or his pure devotees. So it is sukriti. You so we after accumulating tons of punya, sukriti, we have got the association of this personality, and he is a prema parashamani, he is a touchstone of devotional love. So whoever he touches, he becomes a pure devotee. He experiences ecstasies of pure devotional service. Example, the fisherman, right? When Mahaprabhu was very ecstatic, and then one fisherman, and the devotees were not able to find him. It is described in Chaitanya Charitamrita, Antya Lila, at the very later part of the Antya Lila, where Mahaprabhu was showing extreme mood of Srimati Radharani. There, he was lost from his Gambhira, and devotees were looking for him here and there. And then suddenly one fisherman came, and then that fisherman was showing some symptoms that he's possessed by ghost, and he was babbling, he was showing uncommon behavior. Then Sarvadamodar Goswami slapped him, gently, so that he can come into consciousness. And then he mentioned that he got a fish in his net, which is very bright, splendid. And then as soon as he touched that fish, he is having this kind of exhibition of emotions, like ecstatic emotions. So all the devotees could understand that this is none other than Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. So he is literally Prema Parashmani. It's not only like, okay, by hearing his glories, by touching him also, it's like, of course, hearing his glories and touching him is not different. But in this case, also, we see that literally by getting touch of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, somebody is experiencing top level of ecstatic love. অখিল জেবেরও এশোক সায়র নয়ন নিমেষে শেষে শোষে, অ্যাকচুয়ালি দ্য ওয়ার্ড ইজ শোষে, ওই প্রেম লেশো পরশ না পাইলে পরানো জড়াবে কিসে. So that means like nimish, right? Nimish means like the time it takes to blink your eyes. Actually, the half the time. Yeah, ardho nimish actually. So half the time. Am I telling it right? But anyways, blinking of eyes time is actually nimish. Just think about that. So whole all the living entities of the whole universe, the sufferings they are going through, that will be subdued in the blink of an eye of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's mercy. ওই প্রেম লেশ পরশ না পাইলে পরানো জড়াবে কিসে. But how your heart, your consciousness will be satisfied if you don't get the mercy or get the association of that pure devotional love. How will that happen? ওই প্রেম লেশ, লেশ মিন্স ভেরি স্মল অ্যামাউন্ট। অরুণ নয়নে বরুণ আলয় করুণায় নিরেখনে। So Mahaprabhu's eyes are actually compared with Arun. Arun is also sun god, but Arun is also the Sarathi of the sun god, is also considered Arun. So before sun god, his Sarathi comes, the charioteer. So the sunlight which comes before sun means like there is a sunrise time, right? But you start seeing sunlight before sunrise. That is called Arun Kal. So Mahaprabhu's eyes are like Arun. That kind of color is there. Like it is also lotus petals color. Aruno Nayane Boruno Alay means like it is full of tears. Because when you are in ecstatic emotion, you'll always be tearful in your eyes. So Mahaprabhu is like that. And then Korunai Nirikhane, but he is glancing with mercy. Wherever he is glancing, that person is getting a special mercy. That verse is there, right? Koivalda Narakayate Siddhasha Purakasha Pushpayate Durdantu Indriyo Kalar Sarpa Pataling Pratkata Dangstrayate Vishwam Purna Sukhayate Vidhi Mahendra Adishukutayate Yat Karunna Kataksha Vaibhavametam Sa Gauramavastu Maha. So what the person who gets merciful glance of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, what happens to him? In this verse is described by Prabhupada Saraswati that Kaivalla Narakayate, the impersonal liberation feels like hellish Akasha Pushpayate, Tidashapura Akasha Pushpayate. All three planetary systems feel like phantasmagoria, like floating in the sky, the flowers floating in the sky, or the palaces floating in the sky. Durdantu Indriyo Kala Sarpa Pataling, Ityadi. Anyways, I don't want to go to detail. Then Koruna Nirakar, Mahaprabhu is giving that merciful glance and it transforming the complete consciousness. He is giving something which is even not accessible to Lord Brahma. Madhuro alape akhore akhore sudha dhara porishane. And when Mahaprabhu talks, akhore akhore means every step, every speech, every word, it emanates sudha dhara, the rain of nectar. The flowing of incessant flow of nectar comes when Mahaprabhu talks. Then Premed holo holo puloke purolo apado mastako tonu. Mahaprabhu's whole body, when he actually moving, is like Premed holo holo, full of devotional love. Puloke purolo, and it is full of also ecstasy. Pulok means ecstasy actually. Apado mastako tonu, from his head to toe, whole body. Vasudeva kahe Shatodara bhaye Sumeru Sinchuto Tonu. And Vasudev Ghosh is telling that Mahaprabhu, the tears and the perspiration and everything is coming from Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, just uh, Sumeru Parvat, it's full of gold. So when the water flows, any water body flows from Sumeru Parvat, it feels like okay, a beautiful scenario, right? Uh, the water is touching the gold and it's glittering. So similarly, Mahaprabhu's body is also golden form, right? So when the water is coming, different types of water, it feels like that different streams of water, they are coming from his body, just like Sumeru Parbat, just like Sumeru mountain, where different streams of water flows down, and it passes through different, golden area or golden era. Actually, Sumeru Parvat is completely covered with gold, so it's not an ordinary Parvat. So that's why Krishna actually also speaks that I'm very special. I'm represented by Sumeru Parvat, right? Okay, so let's actually sing. Sorry, I took so much time to explain this song, but it's good to have an explanation rather than reading translation because it kills the taste of that song. Okay. গোরা গুণ গাও শুনি, গোরা গুণ গাও শুনি, বহু পুণ্য ফলে সপহু মিলল, বহু পুণ্য ফলে সপহু মিলল, প্রেম পরশ মনি, বহু পুণ্য ফলে সপহু মিলল, প্রেম পরশ মনি, গোরা গুণ গাও শুনি। অখিল জীবের এসো কোষায়র নয়ন নিমেষে শোষে, অখিল জীবের এসো কোষায়র নয়ন নিমেষে শোষে, ওই প্রেম রস পরশপনা পাইলে পরাণ জুড়াবে কিসে, ওই প্রেম রস পরশ না পাইলে পরাণ জুড়াবে কিসে, গোরা গুণ গাও শুনি, গোরা গুণ গাও শুনি, অরুণ নয়নে বরুণ আলয় করুণায় নিরীক্ষণে, অরুণ আলয়ে বরুণ, অরুণ নয়নে বরুণ আলয় করুণায় নিরীক্ষণে, মধুর বচনে আখরে আখরে সুধাধারা বরিশনে, মধুর বচনে আখরে আখরে সুধাধারা বরিশনে, গোরা গুণ গাও শুনি, প্রেমে ঢল ঢল পুলকে পুরল আপাদ মস্তক তনু, প্রেমে ঢল ঢল পুলকে পুরল আপাদ মস্তক তনু, বাসু ঘোষ কহে শতধারা বহে সুমেরু সিঞ্চিত জনু, বাসু ঘোষ কহে শতধারা বহে সুমেরু সিঞ্চিত জনু, গোরা গুণ গাও শুনি, বহু পুণ্য ফলে সপহু মিলল, বহু পুণ্য ফলে সপহু মিলল প্রেম পরশ মনি, প্রেম পরশ মনি। Hare Krishna. We can start with the Mangalachan prayer. ॐ अज्ञानतिमिरान्धस्य ज्ञानाञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुरुन्मिलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः। श्रीचैतन्यमनोभीष्टं स्थापितं येन भूतले स्वयं रूपा कदा मह्यं ददाति स पदान्तिकं। वन्देऽहं श्रीगुरु श्रीयुतपदकमलं श्रीगुरून् वैष्णवांश्च श्रीरूपां साग्रजातां सहगण रघुनाथान्वितं तं सजीवं साद्वैतं सावधूतं परिजनसहितं कृष्णचैतन्यदेवं श्रीराधाकृष्णपादान् सहगना ललिता श्रीविशाखान्वितंश्च। हे कृष्ण करुणा सिन्धो दीनबन्धु जगत्पते गोपेश गोपिकान्त राधाकान्त नमस्तुते। तप्त कांचन गौरांगी राधे वृंदावनेश्वरी वृषभानुसुते देवी प्रणमामि हरिप्रिये। नमों विष्णुपादाय कृष्णपृष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिवेदांत स्वामिनीति नामिने। नमस्ते सरस्वते देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेष शून्यवादी पाश्चात्य देशतारिणे। वाञ्छाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्येव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः। जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्त वृंद। हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे। मूकं करोति वाचालं पंगुं लंघयते गिरिं यत्कृपात्तमहं वन्दे श्रीगुरो दीनतारिणं परमानन्दमाधवं श्रीचैतन्यमीश्वरम्। Hare Krishna. Thank you, devotees who have joined. So we'll read 10th chapter of Bhagavad Gita, Prabhu, the translations first, and then we'll go for a discussion. I think it's always good to read from the original text, and then we can go for the discussions. Do you want to share the screen, Prabhuji? Jai. Okay, so maybe Srimad Prabhu, you can start first five verses, and then Rohini Dulal Prabhu and Apurva Prabhu, they can read also five each, and then I can read also five.
Srimad Bhagavad Gita as it is by Srila Prabhupada. Chapter 10, The Opulence of the Absolute, Vibhuti Yoga. Verse 1. The Supreme Personality of Godhead said, Listen again, O mighty armed Arjuna, because you are my dear friend, for your benefit, I shall speak to you further, giving knowledge that is better than what I have already explained. Neither the hosts of demigods nor the great sages know my origin or opulences, for in every respect I am the source of the demigods and sages. He who knows me as the unborn, as the beginningless, as the supreme Lord of all the worlds, he only, undiluted among men, is freed from all sins. Intelligence, knowledge, freedom from doubt and delusion, forgiveness, truthfulness, control of the senses, control of the mind, happiness and distress, birth, death, fear, fearlessness, non-violence, equanimity, satisfaction, austerity, charity, fame, and infamy. All these various qualities of living beings are created by me alone.
Okay, thank you, Prabhu. Rohini Dulal Prabhu, you can read 6 to 10.
The seven great sages, and before them the four other great sages, and the Manus, progenitors of mankind, come from me, born from my mind, and all the living beings populating the various planets descend from them. One who is factually convinced of this opulence and mystic power of mine engages in unalloyed devotional service. Of this there is no doubt. I am the source of all spiritual and material worlds. Everything emanates from me. The wise who perfectly know the wise who perfectly know this engage in my devotional service and worship me with all their hearts. The thoughts of my pure devotees dwell in me. Their lives are fully devoted to my service, and they derive great satisfaction and bliss from always enlightening one another and conversing about me. To those who are constantly devoted to serving me with love, I give the understanding by which they can come to me. Thank you,
Thank
Prabhu.
you, Prabhu. Apurva Prabhu, you can read 11 to 15.
To show them special mercy, I, dwelling in their hearts, destroy with the shining lamp of knowledge the darkness born of ignorance. Arjuna said, You are the Supreme Personality of Godhead, the ultimate abode, the purest, the absolute truth. You are the eternal transcendental, original person, the unborn, the greatest. All the great sages, such as Narad, Asita, Devala, and Vyasa, confirm their truth about you, and now you yourself are declaring it to me. O Krishna, I totally accept as truth all that you have told me. Neither the demigods nor the demons, O Lord, can understand you personally. Indeed, you alone know yourself by your own internal potency, O Supreme Person, Origin of all, Lord of all beings, God of gods, Lord of the universe.
Thank you, Mataji. 16. Please tell me in detail of your divine opulences by which you pervade all these worlds. O Krishna, O Supreme Mystic, how shall I constantly think of you? And how shall I know you? In what various forms are you to be remembered, O Supreme Personality of Godhead? O Janardhan, again please describe in detail the mystic power of your opulences. I am never satiated in hearing about you, for the more I hear, the more I want to taste the nectar of your words. The Supreme Personality of Godhead said, Yes, I will tell you of my splendorous manifestations, but only of those which are prominent, O Arjuna, for my opulence is limitless. I am the Super Soul, O Arjuna, seated in the hearts of all living entities. I am the beginning, the middle, and the end of all beings. Ashramadapo, you can read. Next one.
Verse 21. Of the Adityas, I am Vishnu. Of lights, I am the radiant sun. Of the Maruts, I am Marichi. And among the stars, I am the moon. Of the Vedas, I am the Samved. Of the demigods, I am Indra, the king of heaven. Of the senses, I am the mind, and in living beings, I am the living force, consciousness. Of all the Rudras, I am Lord Shiva. Of the Yakshas and Rakshasas, I am the Lord of Wealth, Kuvera. Of the Vasus, I am fire, Agni, and of mountains, I am Meru. Of priests, O Arjuna, know me to be the chief Brihaspati. Of generals, I am Kartikeya, and of bodies of water, I am the ocean. Of the great sages, I am Bhrigu. Of vibrations, I am the transcendental Om. Of sacrifices, I am the chanting of the holy names, Japa. And of immovable things, I am the Himalayas.
Yes, Renitala Prabhu, 26 to 30.
Of all trees, I am the banyan tree, and of the sages among the demigods, I am Narada. Of the Gandharvas, I am Chitraratha, and among perfected beings, I am the sage Kapila. Of horses, know me to be Uchchaishrava, produced during the churning of the ocean for nectar. Of lordly elephants, I am Airavata, and among men, I am the monarch. Of weapons, I am Thunderbolt. Among cows, I am Surabhi. Of causes for procreation, I am Kandarpa, the god of love. And of serpents, I am Vasuki. Of the many hooded Nagas, I am Ananta. And among aquatics, I am the demigod Varuna. Of departed ancestors, I am Aryama. And among dispensers of law, I am Yama, the lord of death. Among the Daitya demons, I am devoted Prahlada. Among subduers, I am time. Among beasts, I am the lion. And among birds, I am the Garuda.
Oh. Apurva Mataji, you can read.
Of purifiers, I am the wind. Of the wielders of weapons, I am Rama. Of fishes, I am the shark. And of flowing rivers, I am the Ganges. Of all creations, I am the beginning and the end and also the middle, O Arjuna. Of all sciences, I am the spiritual science of the self, and among logicians, I am the conclusive truth. Of letters, I am the letter A, and among compounded words, I am the dual compound. I am also inexhaustible time, and of creators, I am Brahma. I am all devouring death, and I am the generating principle of all that is yet to be. Among women, I am fame, fortune, fine speech, memory, intelligence, steadfastness, and patience. Of the hymns in the Samaveda, I am the Brihatsama, and of poetry, I am the Gayatri. Of months, I am Margastra, November to December, and of seasons, I am flower bearing spring.
Thank you, Mataji. Text 36. I am also the gambling of cheats and of the splendid I am the splendor. I am victory, I am adventure, and I am the strength of the strong. Of the descendants of Brishni, I am Vasudev, and of the Pandavas, I am Arjuna. Of the sages, I am Vyasa, and among great thinkers, I am Ushana. Among all means of suppressing lawlessness, I am punishment, and of those who seek victory, I am morality. Of secret things, I am silence, and of the wise, I am the wisdom. Furthermore, O Arjuna, I am the generating seed of all existence. There is no being, moving or non moving, that can exist without me. O mighty conqueror of enemies, there is no end to my divine manifestations. What I have spoken to you is but a mere indication of my infinite opulences. Yes, Prabhu. Ashamada Prabhu.
Yes. Verse 41. Know that all opulent, beautiful, and glorious creations spring from but a spark of my splendor. But what need is there, Arjuna, for all this detailed knowledge? With a single fragment of myself, I pervade and support this entire universe.
Jai. Thank you. Thank you, Prabhu, for beautiful reading for everyone. Actually, this chapter is very interesting. And many times, just a second. Hare Krishna. So, this chapter is very interesting because it comes just after the ninth chapter, Raj Guhya Yoga. And the conclusion verse of Raj Guhya Yoga is, the most confidential knowledge is that Manmana bhava madbhakto madhyaji mam namaskaro mame vaishvasi yuktaiva atmana matparayana. So Krishna is telling, oh, engage your mind. Yes, engage your mind always in thinking of me, become my devotee, offer obeisances to me and worship me. Being completely absorbed in me, surely you will come to me. Now engaging mind is so easy. It's not so easy. So you need, because our mind, it cannot be shunya, it cannot be objectless. It's always looking for objects, right? If you think about like Shunyavadi, the Shunyavadi's goal is to make the mind zero. Like, mind should not think anything. That's the goal of Shunyavadi. It's like very weird. We are always dealing in our daily life with objects which has shape, which has form, which has smell, which has taste, which has a, a presence. But your goal is to completely wipe out that understanding and replace it with nothing. That is the Shunyavadi concept. And I don't know whether you have visited. I visited Bodh Gaya, and there was like places where people like big bells, and they have a danda, there is stick, so they roam around so there is a circular path, they roam around that circular path, and with their stick they actually touch all the bells and it makes a sound. And by that they want to focus on that sound and try to make their mind devoid of willing, feeling, and thinking, because these are the activities of mind. But they don't want to do it. But my point is, even they are not doing anything, but their mind is actually focused on a sound vibration, something their mind is doing. So it's not practical. Frankly speaking, it's not practical. These are all impractical philosophy, Bauddhic philosophy. And then another point is that the impersonal philosophy, which is also dangerous, because if there is an impersonal philosophy, like God doesn't have any form, God cannot be served, then whom you will serve? Because your whole propensity, whole dharma means the quality, whole existence is dependent on serving. That's our fundamental quality. Like water's quality is what? Liquidity. It has other qualities, but the most important quality of water is liquidity. If the liquidity is not there, then water is not water. The ingredient is same, right? The water in the form of vapor, it's air. It's called also vapor, but it's not water. Similarly, it becomes solidified, it becomes ice. So the quality of water is liquidity. Similarly, the quality of a human being or any living entity is to serve. Is to serve to some way or other. The people or the living entities who are selfish, they serve themselves. That's why they are called selfish. They serve anything which is related to I. And their consciousness is also lower. Like if you go to the very lower stratum of the living entities, you will see they are only serving themselves because they are driven by mode of ignorance primarily. But that's not the should be the condition of human beings, because human beings have a very higher consciousness, or it can be trained to a very high consciousness. So that's why Krishna is saying, don't think about impersonal aspect. Your dharma is to serve someone, so serve me. And what way? Always thinking of me. The first point is your mind should be engaged, and then you do other activities of obeisances. Be my devotee means serve me. Devotee means somebody who is serving without any expectation of remuneration. Seva, devotional service, seva. It means without any remuneration, without any reciprocation, you are serving, because that's your dharma. So Krishna is telling that the way. Now, if you go to the next chapter, Prabhu, let's go to the next chapter. Now Krishna is telling that, okay, I told you to do these things, to serve me, engage in my service, but how you can actually do that? Because it's not so easy. You are a yodha, You are not like someone who is sitting in the home and doing all the worship in the temple, like our Ramanand Saka Prabhu. He's full time engaged in serving Krishna. So for him, he doesn't have to exclusively think other way. He can always think about Radha Ramadan Mohan, Sriman Mahaprabhu, Lakshmi Narasimha, Bhagwan Panchatattva. They are always there. Prabhupada is there. All the Guru Parampara is there. So in his thought, there is always direct Krishna's engagement is there. But what about other people? Like, because we have also some propensity based on our previous karma and our development, we are inclined to do certain kind of activities. So if you tell Arjuna to become a Brahman or priest or a pujari, it may not be practical for him. So then how he can engage his mind in Krishna's service all the time? It's not so easy, right? Everybody has, so Krishna is giving that solution in this chapter. That, oh, think about my opulences. Ah, think about my qualities. Because first when we chant, first thing is the name of the Lord. It comes right in our tongue, or it manifests in our tongue, or we try to sometimes mechanically also chant, but it's Krishna's name. It's transcendental vibration, and it's not different from Krishna. Then comes Krishna's roop, because when you take the name of someone, take someone's name, the next thing you think or it comes in your mind is the form of that person, right? When you say mango, you immediately after next moment you will think about a mango, very juicy, ripen, maybe Alfonso. In Bengal there are different types of mangoes also. I like Himsagar, Kirshapati, Langra. These are Bengali famous mangoes. So it will come into your come in your mind, very juicy. So this form, and then comes the qualities, right? Guna. So you think about the pulp, the juice, the taste, the flavor of mango. And then you think about that more extended version, that mango, full of mango, basket full of mango, or a orchard full of mango, mango tree, all those things. So similarly, Nam, Roop, Gun, Lila. Lila means the pastimes of the Lord, and the Parikar, the associates who are actually participating in that pastimes, they all come gradually. So so first Nam, Krishna, then his guna manifest, then lila, like gradually it will all manifest into your heart. So Krishna is now telling that, okay, you know that I am the Supreme Personality of Godhead, because he already declared it in the seventh chapter. Seventh chapter is the first time where Krishna is introducing himself. And that's why Bhakti Yoga begins from there. Bhakti Yoga begins from Sambandha. Actually, Bhagavad Gita is mostly Sambandha. Very few verses are there can be considered as Avideya. Avideya means the process of devotional service, how you execute it. But it's mostly Sambandha, like the relationship with the Lord, the relationship with the Lord and the living entities, and the material nature and the time factor, and how everything we do is affected by karma, like how there is a relationship between living entity and karma, the activities. Lord doesn't have any direct relationship with karma. It is under the subjugation of material energy. Anyway, so we go to that level, like that Krishna Nam, Roop, Gunu, Lila. So we need to meditate on Krishna's qualities, or we should know it, that we can say that God is great, but how God is great, that is his qualities. And that's why the Vaishnava philosophy is so personal. If somebody is a pure Vaishnava and he considers that, oh, I don't actually consider the Lord's personal form, that is not possible. But if you in other school of thoughts inside Vedic philosophy is possible. Somebody can be a Shivite, but he can say like, oh, I think I can be also Shiv. You see that different schools, they worship Shiva, Lord Shiva, but they don't consider him that he's a person and he is the only God or supreme personality of God. They consider that, oh, I can also attain that platform of Shivatva, the auspiciousness or whatever, or the purity. I can achieve it. That's also impersonal philosophy, right? And that's a curse also. In Daksha Yagga, we see that curse was given by the Brahmanas, Brigu and other Brahmanas. Then if you go to the Shakti school, they also have that kind of understanding, like hodgepodge. Anyways, I don't want to actually blaspheme or criticize anyone. The point is, Vaishnava philosophy is without personality is not possible. You cannot explain Vaishnava philosophy without personality. So Krishna is telling about his qualities. And why he is telling about his qualities? Yes, Arjuna is a proper recipient of this knowledge. That's an interesting point. Krishna again and again reminds that Arjuna, I'm telling it because you are my bhakta, si sakha cheti rahasyam hetu uttama. I'm telling you because you are my bhakta and you are my sakha, you are my friend and you are my devotee. Then similarly here Krishna is again telling that the Supreme, listen again, oh mighty Arjuna, because you are my dear friend. For your benefit, I shall speak to you further, giving knowledge that is better than what I have already explained. That means like expansion of the previous knowledge, like ninth chapter, because everything is expansion of kind of ninth chapter, especially in Bhakti Yoga. And then he's telling that nobody can actually understand, no demigods. Where I started, what is my origin? Nobody can understand it. And then how we understand that the demigods even cannot understand. So if I ask you the question, who is the topmost among the demigods? Devotees here, Ravinitullah Prabhu, Apurva Mataji, Rupasri Mataji,
Shiva
Asana.
and Brahma.
Yes, correct, excellent. Now, can anybody give an example that they said that okay, I cannot understand you, my lord?
Brahmaji says after Brahma Vimohan Leela,
Excellent. Yes, Prabhu, you remember the verse? Okay, I'll tell the verse. Janati eva na jananti kim bahuktene me prabho manusa vapusha vacho vaibhavat avagocharam. Agocharam means like somebody can say, Lord Mama is telling, somebody can say, oh my Lord, I know you, but I don't take that risk. Ah. With my mind, body, and words, your opulences, your qualities, your manifestations are unknown to me, my Lord. And who is this Lord Brahma? He is the premium personality of this universe, and his body is predominantly created with intelligence, the object of intelligence. Right? Our body has 8 elements, right? 5 gross, 3 subtle, earth, water, fire, air, and then ether, and then mind, ego, and intelligence. Mind, intelligence, and ego. These are the 3 subtle elements. Lord Brahmas, our body is predominantly water, right? If you see that predominantly water, then that is earth material, and other things are also there. The fire is also there, some emptiness is there, then air is also circulating throughout the body all the time, and then mind is of course there. You cannot see it because this is subtle object. Then intelligence is also there, which is processing the data and giving you instructions. And then the uh, ego. Ego is false ego as long as you see that you have a separate existence, or you can enjoy separately, and but it is a pure ego when you know that your existence is solely for Krishna service. So that is pure ego. So Lord Brahma's body is predominantly intelligence because he needs high intelligence to do the creation. He is telling this verse. It's not like not other people. Like he is the demigods of the demigods. Like God of the demigods. Lord Shiva and Lord Brahma are the top 3 personalities of the among the top 3 personalities of the universe. So what do you speak about us? What do you speak about other Lokopalas? That Indra, Varuna, Agni, Vayu, they cannot even approach what we speak about understanding. So Krishna is telling that I am unborn and other qualities, and he's in text and 4 and 5 he is giving a basic understanding of his qualities, because when we think about quality, we think about these as qualities. These qualities include both qualities of Brahmanas, Kshatriyas, Vaishyas, not Shudras, because Shudras they don't have qualities to even though Krishna also speaks that Shudras, Paricharyaka, their quality is to serve with dedicated mind, but that is not actually included here. But it's mostly Brahmana, Kshatriya, and Shudra. You see that, sorry, Vaishya. You said intelligence, knowledge, freedom of doubt, delusion. These are actually qualities of Brahmana. Then forgiveness, truthfulness, Truthfulness is also Brahmana quality. Forgiveness, control of the senses, means like mix and match. There are different items are here. Fearlessness is actually Kshatriya quality. Then non-violence is a Brahmana qualities. Equanimity is a Brahmanical quality. Satisfaction is a Vaishya quality. Actually, it should be he should be satisfied. Actually, it is also Brahmanical qualities, but also Vaishyas should be satisfied. And then charity, Vaishya quality, because Vaishyas and Kshatriyas both actually should do actually charity. So it's a mix and match. There are qualities of different varnas are there, but it's all coming from Krishna. That's what he's telling. It's actually coming from me. Yeah. So when you think about the qualities, most qualities which come into your mind are this. And then Krishna speaks about the seven great sages, Atri, Bhrigu, Krotu, Vashishta, Pulasta, Angira. These all seven sages, they come from Krishna. That means we see in Bhagavatam, third canto, that they are actually Manasuputra of Lord Brahma. But Lord Brahma is coming from Garbhadaksha Vishnu. So indirectly, they are coming from Krishna. Or Krishna empowers Lord Brahma to create them. Just like we see also Lord Shiva comes from the eyebrow, in between the eyebrow of Lord Brahma. So similarly, these people, they also manifest from Lord Brahma as his mind children. Manasaputra, I don't know how you translate it, but children of mind, maybe mind children. So, so they manifest like that, but actually they are coming from Krishna. And then Krishna is telling that, oh, these are my mystic powers. These are not like ordinary powers. Now, God is great because of his qualities. But interestingly, his qualities are infinite, right? We always say that if you can measure Krishna in any way, like, oh, you can measure Krishna by his qualities. Okay, he has this number of qualities and this amount of qualities. Or you measure Krishna by his activities, that, oh, Krishna can only do this much. He cannot do this. Or if you can measure Krishna by his knowledge, oh, Krishna only knows this much. He cannot know beyond this. That means he's not God. Krishna is not a God. Because the first important definition of godliness, somebody who can be considered as a supreme personality of Godhead, actually God is not a proper word. The phrase should be the supreme personality of Godhead. He should be unfathomable, infinite in every way, achintya, and your mind, your intelligence cannot actually measure him. So that's a very fundamental quality. Jiva Goswami Pad, while defining Bhagavan, he gives this, that the Achinta Shakti is the main source of definition, or main fun basis of defining God. If you can actually measure Krishna, you can understand Krishna, that means he's not God. That means he can be understood by your material intelligence. Okay, so that's important point. That's why it is called mystic power. But still, why then we are actually studying Shastra? Why we want to understand, know about his qualities? If it is so infinite, then like we don't actually deal with impossible, right? In statistics, there is a term called, like, you don't deal with impossible. Impossible means the incident which will never happen, right? Or which is certain, means which will happen for sure. Like, if you are alive, you will breathe. So there is no probabilistic analysis for this, no statistics for this. It is a common phenomena. And if it is uncertain, like, oh, you will live forever, nobody will analyze this. Like, oh, what is the probability of you being alive forever? So statistics don't deal with that. So if you cannot understand Krishna, like, surely you cannot understand Krishna, then why we are studying? Okay, so the interesting part is you can understand Krishna based on Krishna's mercy towards you. And Lord Brahma actually speaks about it. Atapite deva padambujodvaya prasada leshanugrihito evahi janati tattvam bhagwan mahimna nacha anya eka chirang vichinvan. I can actually search for you eternally, my Lord, but without the mercy of your small mercy, lesha, small, very minute mercy of your Lord, your lotus feet, I cannot know you at any point. at any scale. I can't. So that is the qualification of the devotees. A devotee wants to know Krishna, but he is depending on Krishna's mercy to know him. And that's why this spiritual knowledge is not practiced through your intelligence. Somebody can be very, very intelligent. Example, actually, the discussion is going very spontaneous in a complete different direction. Wanted to speak something. But yeah, whatever comes by Krishna's grace, by Guru Maharaj's grace, by Srila Prabhupada's grace, we will discuss that. So one time, Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur Prabhupada, who is considered the topmost scholar after Srila Jiva Goswami in our Gauriya Saraswat Dhara, in the Gauriya Guru Parampara after Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, all the acharyas who came, who manifested, who appeared, among them, Jiva Goswami was the topmost philosophically, scholarly devotee. Topmost. It's like super scholar. Like his scholarship is unfathomable actually. So much so that Radhika Raman Prabhu told like he just did thesis on one verse, one page of Tattva Sandarbha for his PhD in Oxford. So there are thousands of PhDs can be done by venturing into the writings and contributions of Srila Jiva Goswami Pad. Anyway, so after him, the most knowledgeable person is Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur, who had a perfectly. Let me actually do one thing. I think I'm disturbing all of you. Okay. So he had a photographic memory. He could read, he could memorize, remember anything by reading only once. And if you read his writing, you can see that how much scholarship he had. He doesn't repeat anything twice. He says like, okay, read the purport of that verse. Previously, I already discussed about this subject matter. So read that on your own. Anyway, so this person, when he met Srila Gaur Krishna Das Babaji Maharaj after the initiation, he gave on his own, but Gaur Krishna Das Babaji Maharaj would never give anyone the dust of his lotus feet. People would like flock together, will by hook or crook, they would like to actually get the dust from Gaur Krishna Das Babaji Maharaj, but he would hide it. He would actually put sometimes, sacks on his feet. So that, and sometimes he would say like, I'll give you dust, give me some, paisa, some money. And yes, that was his lila. And then on his own, after initiation, he gave the dust from his lotus feet. And Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur Prabhupada, later on he described that as soon as he touched his lotus feet dust on my forehead, all the pride I had in my heart. Actually, you can stop Prabhu sharing. I can actually go through the next part without looking at it. So I immediately it immediately crashed all my pride. Whatever pride I had because I was knowledgeable, he started giving lecture on Shastra from age 7. So, and he could defeat anyone through Shastric references. Any topic you can think of, he can defeat with proper references, with proper analysis. He had that kind of scholarship. But he said, like, all things got crashed as soon as his dust was touched on my forehead. So, this is the mercy. Like, you may have that mental power, that understanding, the memory, and everything. But without the mercy of the Lord or his pure devotees, nothing will come to your heart. That's why Narottam Das Thakur, very importantly, he mentions that part. Divyogyan Hriday Prakashito. This knowledge of Krishna consciousness will automatically manifest in your heart. Then why we are doing Sadhyay? Why we are studying the Shastra? We are doing Bhakti Shastri, Bhakti Vaiva, Bhakti Vedanta. Why? Because it is a service. It is a service to Srila Prabhupada, to our Guru Maharaj. It's not that we are very knowledgeable. If we think like, oh, I can do this, I can come up with a new idea, and you implement it without ratification from previous acharyas, your guru, then it can be detrimental. It can be detrimental for your understanding of the Shastra, and your progress towards devotional service. So Krishna is giving this idea that, oh, these are my qualities. These are like glimpse of my qualities. Because in Rupa Goswami's Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu also we see that there are 50 qualities which can be embodied by a living entity. To the full is Lord Brahma to some extent. Then 55 can be Lord Shiva. Then 60 can be Lord Vishnu. And 64 is Krishna. Four exclusive qualities are present in Krishna. All are Madhurya related qualities. So this that means you numbered already the qualities, right? But actually not. These are like the prominent qualities of Krishna. And then there are qualities which are expanding from these qualities. Like, and these qualities are also not like measurable. This can be infinitely expanding. Like we see in Shri Chaitanya Charitamrita, when Krishna meets his girlfriends, the gopis, Krishna's beauty increases continuously. It doesn't stop. How it is possible? So we cannot fathom that. We cannot understand that thing unless we get mercy of Krishna. Ah. And then Krishna he speaks about how his mercy manifest. First he speaks that Chaturshloki Bhagavatam is Bhagavad Gita. It's very important verses. Like if you can explain the whole concept of Bhagavad Gita with these four verses. Interestingly, any impersonalist school of thoughts, they will not discuss about these verses. Yeah, Krishna's these verses, if you want to discuss, you have to consider Krishna as a person. Ah. Okay, so I'll discuss about those verses now because it's important verses, and then we'll go to Vibhuti, like what is actually Vibhuti, why Krishna is actually speaking about this. So Krishna is speaking the first verse, Aham sarvasya prabhavo matya sarvam pravartati iti matva bhajante mam buddha bhava samannita. So everything is emanating from Krishna, and everything is surrounding Krishna. Means like Krishna is the center, huh? And everything is circumventing, or everything is pivoted around him. He is the pivot. He is the center of everything. So that's why that verse comes right in Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu. Anashaktasya vishayan yatharma yupunjate nirvanda Krishna sambandha yuktam vairagam uchyate. So original renunciation in bhakti is connecting everything with Krishna or Krishna service. If you can do that, anything you can connect with Krishna or Krishna service, then it is not like false renunciation, or it is not enjoyment. It is a service, and it is the real renunciation. That means you don't think it is separate from Krishna, and that Krishna, you can actually see a parallel understanding of Chaturshloki Bhagavad Gita and Chaturshloki Bhagavatam also. Krishna there also say riti artham yatpatyat aham eva sam evagre nanyad sad asat param paschadaham yade tatva yoho visheshvata sohasyaham. Uh-huh. Yeah, no. Yeah, so that is also there is a parallelism is there. Like Krishna is mentioning in Chaturshloki Bhagavatam also that everything is emanating from me, and then he says that if you can't connect anything with me, that is illusory energy. The illusory energy stays behind Krishna. Riti artham yat pratyata ityadi verse he speaks. So aham eva samemagra, sorry, aham sarvasya prabhu matya sarvam pravartate iti matya bhajante mam buddha bhava samannita. So by thinking that I am the source of everything and everything is revolving around me, I am the center of everything, the Buddha, the knowledgeable person. So that knowledge comes from Sadhu, Guru, and Shastra. So that's why we do sadhya. It's to not, I will understand Krishna by reading Shastra. No, you can never understand Krishna. You cannot even approach. What to about Krishna? You cannot understand even Krishna's devotees. Sometimes that's why, like if you if you want to judge a devotee, especially a devotee who is in Uttama level, in the topmost level, you will commit obviously offenses if you try to judge him based on your knowledge. Unless you are situated in that same platform, you cannot judge that devotee. Only the devotee who is situated in that platform, like in pure bhakti, they can understand who is he. That example of Bamsidas Bamaji Maharaj comes like Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur Prabhupada told his disciples, don't associate with him. Don't associate. You won't understand what he is doing. You will commit offenses because you are trained in Vaidhi Bhakti, in the practicing sadhana bhakti. So you cannot understand somebody who has a spontaneous love towards Krishna. Okay, so this is, so Buddha means like knowledgeable. So there is two types of knowledge. One is knowledge which you acquire through your service. Service reading is also a service. We don't read to just show our knowledge or scholarship. We read to please Krishna and our gurus, and of course we also want to glorify Krishna everywhere. So if we don't know about Krishna through the gifts of the Shastra given by our previous acharyas, current acharyas, then that's not a proper service. So based on our situation, we try to cultivate that knowledge about Krishna. But the most like higher level is that somebody who has knowledge about Krishna, but he forgets the knowledge about Krishna. That's higher level. Actually, it is called unconsciously competent. It's very high level, and that's the mood of Brajavasi devotees. Anyways, I don't want to go to that. So Buddha, two types of Buddha. One is like consciously knowledgeable, and then another one is unconsciously knowledgeable. And both are doing service with mood of, with some feelings, bhav, bhava samannita. It's not like they are doing like a robot as a duty. And that's also okay, because Krishna also talks that initial stage you do services as a duty, but the higher level is like you have some feelings for Krishna, because as a duty it is difficult to actually continue the service. Yeah. Okay, next verse is very important verse. Machitta madgata prana bodhayantascha parasparam kathayantascha mam nityam tushyanti cha ramanti cha. Excuse me. So what we are doing here, this is called kathayantascha mam nityam tushyanti cha ramanti cha. We are discussing about Krishna. Now we may not nityam means eternally or all the time, every second. That may not be practical at our stage. We may not actually be able to speak about Krishna all the time, but we can train ourselves to engage in hearing about Krishna as much as possible. That is in our control, especially with technology in place. You can train, you can help yourself to hear about Krishna as much as possible. Ah, like, like it's not like you compromise other things, you also balance things, but you can increase your hearing process. Talking process is not so easy, because even in family also everybody has different level of commitment, different level of understanding about Krishna consciousness. But you should find also an association where you can share your heart. This is like outside syllabus instruction. You should find a group of devotees to whom you can share your hearts and get constructive feedback. Sometimes if somebody is very high, you cannot share your heart because there is an awe and reverence. It's not easy to share your hearts, everything like what you are going through. Somebody is very low, that is also not practical, because they cannot guide you in a proper way, cannot feel the empathy which you expect from a fellow devotee. But if somebody is more or less in the equal platform in all respect, I will say, like if somebody is in age and number of years of devotional service is same with you, but he's in a different ashram, he's in brahmacharya ashram or a sannyas ashram, and you are in grihastha ashram, that may not also go well. So you should find a devotee or few devotees whom you can discuss, whom you can also do Krishna katha. You can share your thoughts, even material thoughts is also okay. With devotees, anything I feel like it's very helpful to progress in Krishna consciousness. So bodhayantascha parasparam. So in sadhana and sadhya, both stage, the devotees do this. What they do, they share their thought, they talk about Krishna, and they relish with each other. Relishment is very important, because if there is no taste in Krishna consciousness, then it's a dry philosophy. If you don't enjoy Krishna consciousness, you cannot continue for long. You will feel like, okay, I don't have anything. Like, yes, in Krishna consciousness also there are like some weeds are there, like the name, fame, those are there. Maybe sometimes if you are not cultivating Krishna consciousness properly, then weeds can be prominent, like you are doing everything for the name, fame, and your position. but ultimately you will feel that you are not advancing in the right direction. So that's why there should be a synergy, there should be a help mechanism, because we in the sadhana stage there are a lot of anarthas, so we can go down. So the devotees, they discuss about Krishna, they relish, even in the beginning stage, in the middle stage, in the topmost stage, in all stages they continue doing it. So sadhya and sadhana for a devotee is same, it's not different. When somebody is perfected, they also chant and hear Krishna's glories, pastimes. And when somebody is aspiring to get perfected, he is also doing the same. Then Krishna says, like, okay, you want to actually do these activities, right? We want to do these activities, but we don't have knowledge how to do that, especially in the beginning stage. So then Krishna is telling, okay, then you engage your senses unto me. Tesham shatatu yuktanam bhajatam pritipurvakam dadami buddhi yogam tam yena mam upayantite. When you actually engage your senses unto me, unto my services, devotional services, with priti means with some love, some affection towards me, then I give you dadami buddhi yoga, I give you the intelligence by which you can render service to me in a better way. That Srila Prabhupada actually in the purport, and that's one of my favorite purports, I think, 9th chapter, 2nd verse. He says like the pure devotional services start once somebody is situated in Brahman platform, means beyond the duality of the material world. Shuddha Satta. And before that, it's all just struggling. Once you're situated in Siddha Sattva stage, then pure devotional is very prominent at that stage. So our goal is to actually achieve that platform. Before that, lot of struggle. Like anartha nivritti stage is very difficult to overcome. But once that stage is attained, the Brahma Bhuta state, then it is very fast. And the example is in Jaiva Dharma. Bhaktivinoda Thakur gives the example of Vaishnava Babaji Maharaj, who was an impersonality sannyasi in previous ashram. And his progress was super fast. Super fast. He just took initiation, immediately he attained topmost stage. And the discussions he is having or answers he is giving to different people, oh my god, amazing. And it is quite evident that the previous sadhana helped him to cross over the duality of the material energy. But as soon he got in touch into a pure devotee, he became a pure devotee himself also, or he understood the glories of pure devotional service and took it seriously. So that's why the initial stage is difficult, but Krishna guides us always. That naiva payanti apachitim kavayosthavesha brahmayusha pikrituridyam udam smarantam yantar bahirtanavritam ashuvan vidunvan acharya chaitya bapuse swagatim manakti. Krishna manifests as an acharya in two ways: externally as a pure devotee, and internally as a Chaitya Guru, as a super soul. So whenever we are taking shelter of Krishna for guidance, just think about it. Like how many times you prayed to Krishna and he somehow or other solved the problem in a way that was very conducive for your devotional progress, very appropriate for your devotional progress. Like I have a few experience in my life. I was supposed to go to some other college for my grad study, and I ended up in University of Florida, Gainesville, which is the biggest community in US. The devotee community. Like I was riding a public bus, and I saw someone chanting, having tilak. Huge temple. Janmashtami festival is like mini Vrindavan. All the devotees, they get their deities, home deities, Radha Krishna deities, and they are named after different Vrindavan deities, and they make a small kunja or temple of their deities, named by the deities name. Radha Madan Mohan Temple, Radha Govind, Radha Kunj Bihari, Radha Vrindavan Chandra, etc. All the temples they make, and they celebrate such a big way. And the decoration, the deity decoration is mesmerizing, because I come from a country where the deity decoration, maybe now it has changed, but it was not at to the highest rank at that time, highest degree at that time. But now it changed a lot. I think now temples got also opulent. So I was mesmerized. So Krishna somehow or other arranged that kind of facilities for me. So Krishna arranges. He engages our senses in his service, when we pray for him as a Chaitya Guru, and also of course external Guru also. He manifests as a pure devotee, and that devotee also guides us about the avidya, bhakti, how to perform devotional service to Krishna. And then he says, but if you think about my opulences, my qualities, my infiniteness, you may think that I don't have any qualification. Many times we say like, oh, what we can do for Krishna? I don't have any qualities. Right. So the understanding should be, we should start small. We should do whatever we can now at this moment. We should not think like, okay, I cannot do anything. No, that is not proper. That is not appropriate. We should do something which is pleasing to Krishna, in that kind of mood, that I want to please Krishna, I want to please my spiritual master. That's why I'm doing this service, and I'm doing this with full integrity. My only object is to please Krishna, nothing other than that. So if we do in a small scale, start in a small scale, and then we pray to Krishna that Krishna expand my service, Krishna will definitely give us a way. But if we are satisfied, that is another point, then may not be that thing come. So in general, when you are intaking or consuming something very relishable, you want to increase that intake. Because if it is nourishing your soul, you're nourishing your body, it is giving you satisfaction, you want to increase that particular consumption, right? So bhakti is like that. If it is actually nourishing us within ourselves, within our consciousness, then we want to increase it. It's natural. Maybe in some circumstances we don't see it, but we feel that hankering is there. Then Krishna helps us to expand, and that is the next verse. Tesham evanukampartham aham ajnanajam tamaha nashayami atma bhavasto jnanadipena bhashvata. Krishna says that, okay, I dispel all the ignorance you have, all the misunderstanding you have, all the faults you have. I actually dispel it completely, and I illumine you, I illuminate you with the proper knowledge, the transcendental knowledge by which you can serve me. Service is common in everything, by which you can serve me. Because if that is not there, then you may not be able to actually serve Krishna very efficiently. So that knowledge also comes from Krishna. So Krishna, these four verses is so important. Even though I made it very short, actually these verses are huge. Srila Prabhupada also gave very, very beautiful verses and purports, especially for the Tesham Sadhatu Yuktanam. He talks about all the yogas, how they culminate into Bhakti Yoga, like Karma Yoga, Jnana Yoga, Dhyana Yoga, Bhakti Yoga. All are actually Bhakti Yoga. He actually speaks about it. And then Arjuna, after hearing this, he was previously convinced also, because he considered Krishna as the supreme personality of God. He knew it, but he again says that, oh, I know that param brahma param dhama pavitram paramam bhavan purusham shashvatam divyam ajanityam adi devam ajanityam adi devam, something like that. Yeah. So he's telling that, oh, you are the param brahma, you are the param purushottama. You don't have any beginning, any birth, any born. I understand it. And he doesn't say that I only said it. Ahushya rishaya sarva devarshi naradas tatha asita devala vyasa sayam chaiva bravishime. So it's not only me saying, oh Krishna, it's also already said by Asita, Devala, Narada, Vyasa, all these great personalities. They're very famous in the scriptures, in the Puranas. And also, not only them said, you also said yourself. Because Krishna said in the seventh chapter, right? That from the beginning of the seventh chapter, there is such a beautiful flow in Bhagavad Gita. Everything is about Krishna actually. Before that, also everything was Krishna, but it was a little hidden. But seventh chapter Krishna directly declares that how everything is about him. What is that verse? The first verse of the seventh chapter? Renidhar Prabhu, you remember? I forgot.
Maya Sakta Manapata.
Yes, Maya Asakta Manapata. Yoga Munjan Madashraya Asam Saya Samagramyam Yatha Yachasi Tastrino. Actually, the 7 verse there, Krishna is declares that, that Sutre Manigana Iva. Anyways, mm, yeah. So Krishna, he says, but now Arjuna is telling that, oh, for me it's difficult to actually remember you in everything, in every possible way. Then how can I remember you? How can I understand your opulence is pervading? Your qualities are pervading throughout the universe. So then Krishna he started talking about his opulences, and he's telling that, oh, among all these things, among all the water bodies, I am the ocean. Among all the commanders, I am Kartik. So means he is the best in all the manifestations. So be bhuti. So bhuta means manifestation or entity. Bhuta can be living entity, can be material entity also. Means like inert. Inert object is also bhuta, but living entity is also bhuta. And bhuti means the quality of that living entity. And be bhuti. Be means an upasarga, Sanskrit upasarga. It 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 actually multiplies or it expands the quality to the extreme level. Be bhuti. Bishad. No, not bishad. Bishad is this word. Uh, what can be other binash? Binash means like extreme annihilation. Nash and binash.
Vishuddha.
Yeah, Bishuddha. Shuddha, Bishuddha. Yes, thank you, Babu. So these are all, uses of Upasarga. Upasarga is actually uh, degree of the understanding of the word, it gets multiplied or it gets intensified. So he is doing Bibhuti. So he is talking about the splendor of the different entities or different manifestations, which are the top class. So Krishna is saying, oh, and we know that he says, oh, among Adityas, I am Vishnu, Bhamana, actually, Vishnu and Bhamana. And then among the luminaries, all the luminaries stars you see, I am the sun, the best. Among the Maruts, different 49 Maruts are there. I am Marichi. Among the stars, I am moon. Now you can actually argue that how a star moon is a star. That's a different argument. I am not like a scholar in astrology, but that's what is told by Krishna. Among Vedas, I am Samveda because Samveda is prominent for glorifying the Lord. There are different demigods are also glorified there, but it's Samveda means Sam is a song. So there are many prayers are there. That's why Samveda is very special. Among the demigods, I'm Indra because he's the king. Among the living beings, among the senses is mind because mind is considered the sense king of the senses. Mana shashtani shashta indriyani pakritesthani kashati. Mana and other within mana and with mana six indriyas. Shashta indriyani pakritesthani kashati. So mana is the king of the indriyas. Rudras, he is Shankara, Lord Shiva actually. There are 11 Rudras are there. Yakshas and Rakshasas, he is Kubera. Kubera is the treasurer of the heavenly planet. Among the priests, he is Brihaspati. Among the mountains, he is Meru. I already told. Meru is not actually in the material world, it's in the spiritual. It's in different planet, actually, not a spiritual world. Yeah. Among the great sages, he is Bhigu. So he is the best. But after speaking the best, that means when you see, especially in the practicing devotees, when we see something, how we can connect that thing with Krishna. Krishna is giving us that understanding, that training. So Krishna's qualities are infinite, and that's what he actually summarizes in the end. So one interesting incident, comes in my mind in this regard. One time, Srila Prabhupada was flying in an aeroplane, and that time in the aeroplane there is only one TV. Right now you have a single TV, right? There was not a single TV. So for a one uh, like bunch of seats, there is only one TV, and everybody can see that TV or watch that TV. So there was something was playing, and one devotee was looking at it, and it was actually Charlie Chaplin. I think most of you are familiar with Charlie Chaplin. He was famous for doing silent movie and very famous, like satirical, right? He's a satirical actor. Like he would do or
Satirical
entertaining
comedy.
comedy, comedy, yeah, comedy, correct, yeah, comedy. He's a comedian. So that person, something was being played, which was Charlie Chaplin's acting, Charlie Chaplin's cinema. And then one devotee said, "Hey, why you are playing something which is mundane? Please stop it." Srila Prabhupada said, "No, no, no, keep on that specific play." I want to watch it. And then he started watching and he started laughing also. And then after some time, the devotees got perplexed. But they cannot also ask Srila Prabhupada because they know he's a pure devotee. Whatever he does is in a transcendental level. They were a little hesitant also to how to actually approach Krishna. Hey, Srila Prabhupada, then why he was watching that. Then when the watch was over, somebody, I think Tamal Krishna Goswami Maharaj, he asked Srila Prabhupada, Prabhupada, why you are watching this thing? And Srila Prabhupada said, I saw Krishna's potency in Charlie Chaplin. Krishna's that entertainment, jocular comedy potency in him. He has that kind of quality that he can make laugh everyone. Krishna is just like Krishna. When Krishna enacts his comedy pastimes, he will make everyone laugh like anything. So that potency, a spark of his potency is present in Charlie Chaplin. So I was watching that. Same thing actually when once I was listening my Guru Maharaj's pastime. So he uh, he was residing in a hotel at that time. So in the hotel there is TV, right? All the time TV. So Guru Maharaj told like turn on the TV, and they were actually changing the channels. And one place they were doing wrestling, and Guru Maharaj said like keep the wrestling on, and then he watched it sometime, and then he started laughing, ha 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 ha. Ha. Devotees afterwards they asked why you are laughing. Then Guru Maharaj was saying that I was remembering Krishna's fighting in Kansas arena with Charundra Mustika, how Krishna was, you know, fighting with them and making them a farce in front of all the audiences. That I remembered them, and he started sharing that with other devotees present there. Anyway, so this is the devotee's mindset. They can connect anything with Krishna. Now, all the qualities and disqualifications all are coming from Krishna. Even the potency of Hiranyakashipu, that's also coming from Krishna, right? It's not? Because Super Soul is there also in Hiranyakashipu's heart also. And who actually gave him the benediction? Brahma. And who Lord Brahma prays to whom? For those kind of potency that he can give boon to someone. That's Lord Krishna. So ultimately, Krishna is actually granting that boon to for Hiranyakashipu, and he is also fulfilling it with all his energies. So everything is coming from Krishna. However, when you think about Hiranyakashipu's attitude after getting these opulences, getting these extremely special boons, that will not make you Krishna conscious. He is the personification of darpa, pride. Arrogance is actually his brother. Dambha is Hiranyaksha. So anything, any qualities, any vibhuti or any special splendor takes you away from Krishna, a devotee should not aspire for that. A devotee should aspire for those qualities or association of those qualities which make him closer to Krishna. That's an interesting point. When we read second canto, there it is explained that all the negative qualities they're also coming from the Virat Roop of the Supreme Personality of God, the universal form. And Krishna also in the 11th chapter, in the next part, he shows everything in one shot to Arjuna because he wanted to see it, that how everything is manifesting from you and all the opulences are coming from you. Please show me. And then he showed. And there are negative opulences are also there, like the death, the time. He's crashing all the opposite party armies between his teeth. Yeah, Lord Shiva and other Rudra Rupas are also doing their Shanghars, their annihilation. So these are there. But we should only focus, or we as a practicing devotee, we should associate with the devotees or with the objects or with the items which make us more Krishna conscious. That should be our goal. Otherwise, if we think that oh everything is okay, then we'll be impersonalist, or we actually don't put enough worries to the negative parts. Srila Prabhupada actually told right once that I am afraid that my disciples are not enough afraid of Maya, illusory energy of the Lord, because illusory energy is one of the uh, activities is to keep you covered. Keep you satisfied that, oh, what you are doing is right. You don't have anything to change. Keep on doing it and keep on falling down. That is one of the, avaranatmika shakti. So that's why when we understand that these are the qualities, and Krishna says that yad yad vibhuti mat swatyam srimat urjitam evava. Whatever good qualities, actually here he specifically says like good energies and good splendor. Tat tad evava gachvatam mam ekanksha sambhava. Please know that that is a spark of my energy or opulence. Only a spark. Uh, so anything positive, if we think about it, it's coming from Krishna, even if it is in the material level, because Krishna also says the kings are actually my representative. Among the human beings, I'm the king. So then we will get benefit of Krishna consciousness. But if we think like, oh, this heroine is very beautiful, or this material singer is singing very nicely material song, and it's also Krishna's potency, and we have started watching that and enjoying that, it can take us away from Krishna. So we should be aware of this. Yes, that is Krishna's energy also. In the topmost level, in Uttama Bhakta level, somebody can see everything in Krishna's relationship to Krishna. That is the Uttama Bhakta level, the pure devotee who is serving Krishna in a direct relationship. They have that kind of consciousness. But as a practicing devotee, our goal is to cultivate the consciousness where we can appreciate the qualities, the existence of Supreme Personality of Godhead in different objects which are conducive for our devotional service. Other things we should reject. That is also mentioned in Sharanagati, the six parts of Sharanagati. Anukulyasya sankalpam pratikulyasya varjanam. Whatever is favorable, I will accept it. Whatever is unfavorable, I will reject it. So when we do that, when we do this practice, we should progress in proper direction, and that's one of the uh, you know understanding of Vibhuti Yoga, that Krishna is showing us his opulences in a way, and these opulences are all positive. Actually, there is no negative opulences are there, but Krishna has negative opulence. Means like all opulences are coming from him. It's not negative. Like anger is also can be used as Krishna service. Envy is also can be used in Krishna service, but envy, not the envy we know in material world. It's different, the spiritual world envy. Anyway, so that we should actually cultivate. Anyway, so I will stop here because we have only few minutes. Sorry, I took so much time. I want to hear from other devotees, their realization, their feedback, their comments, and please forgive me if I've spoken something which is against the teachings of our previous acharyas. Hare Krishna. Paramatma Sandarbha. Yes, thank you, Babu. I think the Bhagwan definition, right? Oh, you are talking about the Prabhu's PhD
Yeah,
thesis.
yeah.
I see. I see. Good. Yeah. Yeah, you are right. Yeah.
Yeah, thank you, Prabhu. You very nicely explained and connected Bhagavatam Chaturshloki also. Was also thinking of this Hritedam yat pratiyetana pratiyeta chatmani tadvidyadatmano mayam yada vasayadatam. So all these opulences that Krishna is speaking, they look very valuable, right? Right. Unless you see a connection of these objects with Krishna, that can very well turn into Maya also, even though it's a great opulence, even though it is Vibhuti Yoga. So the yoga comes in Vibhuti Yoga. Yoga comes from seeing those objects in connection with Krishna. I was thinking, and also, I mean, basically, you are saying that the negative qualities, right? That's I like the point of even though there may be negative qualities, even in this chapter, also Krishna says, "I'm gambling among cheats," something like that. So, but by thinking about cheating and by becoming a cheat, you may not become Krishna conscious. Right?
Correct.
That would be the difference between a Uttamadhikari versus a practicing devotee. I think
Mm.
even Chaturshloki talks about this, right? Etavadeva jignasam tattva jignasanatmana anvayam vitrekabhyam yasya sarvatra sarvada. So Uttamadhikari can see Krishna everywhere, but yeah, Madhyamadhikari has to distinguish while progressing. Thank you,
Excellent,
bro.
Prabhu.
Very, very nice discussion. Thank you.
Nice summary, Prabhu. I think I should have also summarized because I spoke in so many directions, but what I wanted to convey, the message you summarized very nicely.
Um,
Thank you. Thank you.
Bro, I have one question, if you don't mind.
Yes.
So we see in the verses that's being spoken by Krishna, he says that Bhajatam Priti Purvakam, and then so basically there is some Buddha Bhava Samanvitaha. So there is Bhava involved, Priti involved, right? But whatever Krishna giving, right? He is speaking about his powers only. So mostly it is considered as Jnana part, right? Not Vijnana, or the realization of the specific pastimes of the Lord is not there. But how would a reader of Bhagavad Gita, without understanding about the sweetness of the Lord, right? The sweetness is not mentioned very. I mean, as far as I understand, I didn't see many verses describing about Krishna's sweetness. So how would they
Yes.
develop this preeti just by reading Bhagavad Gita?
Thank you for bringing up this point. Actually, Bhagavad Gita is a hidden book of love. It's a hidden. It's not manifested directly. Like Bhagavatam, if you read, anybody can understand that's actually a book of love directly. But Bhagavad Gita is not directly because Bhagavad Gita is a global book. So in Bhagavad Gita, Krishna focused on Sambandha Gyan, as I spoke in the beginning, that he is establishing the connection with all different subject matters we see. Uh, Ishvara, Jiva, Prakriti, Karma, Kal. These five items are spoken in Srimad Bhagavad Gita. But the mostly, that's why you see that the most important point Krishna is trying to establish here, that you should surrender unto me, and that's the conclusive verse. That manmana bhav bhakti, and that verse, and then sarvadhana maritaj. So the prayajana tattva, like when you surrender, what we will experience in that kind of platform where Arjuna is preparing for a fight, it's not suitable. It's not suitable. It's suitable someone like Parikshit Maharaj, who is leaving everything and preparing to die, because that's our goal, right? Sadhan karo, bhajan karo, morte janle hoya. We need to actually learn how to die. Our Krishna consciousness is art of dying. So that's why the prayajana, the relishment of bhakti, it comes at a very advanced stage. It cannot become, it cannot be actually introduced. And Krishna is so like excellent an acharya, as an acharya lila also so excellent. The whole point he's just explaining, it's out of love, because he's in this chapter also he mentions that, oh, you are my friend, that's why I'm telling you. That means he has a loving relationship with Arjuna. He is not telling it to everyone. Even Bhishma Pitama, he's not telling these things. So you are my friend, I am telling you, in this kind of arrangement where you are in a like the in the Itihasa, I think it is after Ramayana, this is the most fearsome battle. After Ramayana, Ramayana was the most fearsome, because the warriors were actually more fearsome than Kurukshetra warriors in Ramayana. So, but number of people died is more in Kurukshetra than Ramayana, because Ramayana, half of the people were Banaras, the monkeys. Anyways, and Asuras. Human beings were only two or three. Anyways, so the point is, what I wanted to mention, that Prayajana Tattva is not it's not proper time, place, and circumstance for the Prayajana Tattva. But if you dig down, you will see that Prayajana is also there. In every verse, Krishna is speaking in such a loving manner. That is Prayajana. He is doing both Acharya Lila and as a also well-wisher, friend. Both is doing that. So Acharya Lila is giving instructions, and as a friend thing, man, you actually think about it. You think about it. You do, and at the end he tells about it, like, you do whatever you like. So that is actually friendly conversation. If a guru says, guru will not tell you that, you do whatever you like. What you will do? You have to do it. Either other otherwise you are doing guru avagya. You are declining the order of the spiritual master. But Krishna is both guru and also friend. So that's why it's love. It's very love. But of course, the scope is not to show you the prayajana tattva in full. Yeah, that's why Bhagavatam is the extension of Bhagavad Gita.
Yeah.
Sorry if I have not answered you properly, but
Yeah, that is very well understandable, bro. Thank you. The context is also very important there. Even in Bhagavata also, it comes after nine cantos, right?
yeah, yeah.
Of course, even though it is there in each canto, but it's elaborately described after nine cantos of Bhagavatam. Yeah, thank you, bro.
Yeah, and I was actually discussing about this part, that Rasa Panchaka, and the last verses of Rasa Panchaka. If you don't put focus on the last verses of Rasa Panchaka, you may completely misunderstand Rasa Panchaka. When Parikshit Maharaj, after hearing all the most confidential pastimes of Krishna, he asked that how Lord Krishna can actually do something like this. It doesn't befit him. He is an acharya. He is dancing with the unmarried girls at the dead of night of that manner. It's not proper. How to understand this thing? And then Shukdev Goswami gave two extremely powerful verses, which also is applicable for Avadhuta Mahan Vaishnavas, like who are beyond the rules and regulations. That dharma vatikrama drishtu ishwaranam cha sahasam tejiyasam na doshaya vanne sarvabhujo yatha naitat samachara jatu manasapehi anishwara vinashwati achiran madhyat yata rudrabdhi abhajam visham. These are so two powerful verses. Like if you see any deviation from dharma, from a very powerful personality, don't think negative about their personality, because just like fire, it can consume anything. Similarly, he can consume also the negativity, apparent negativity. Just like, never try to imitate Lord Shiva. What means like drinking poison, because you will destroy yourself. But Lord Shiva, he can do it. He can digest it. Now, even in mind, even in your dream, Manasapi Anishwara. Manasapi is like in your mind. If you're doing, try to imitate, that will destroy you completely. So this is the point. Like Bhagavatam actually gives you that idea, the topmost idea, also give you the caution attached to it. That's why we have to come to Bhagavad Gita to remind, what Krishna is, who Krishna is. Because if you read Bhagavatam sometimes, oh, I am like into super ecstasy, especially Rasa Panchaka. Sorry, it's again going in a different direction. Yeah.
Not good.
Okay.
That shows that you are releasing. You are releasing bhakti.
Yeah.
That's a good thing. If you are going in so many directions, you have so many things to tell about bhakti. That means you are releasing bhakti. That is a good. That is a good thing. That is a good thing.
I think my brain is tired actually after
Your
a
brain
long
is
day.
tired. No, 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 no.
So not
You are good.
processing.
Yeah, that's fine. That's fine, Prabhu. Very, very, very nice explanation. I was also reminded of Krishna telling in Bhagavad Gita that I am father, I am mother, I am support, I am grandsire,
Mm. Seven
right?
chapters
I
only,
am
yeah. Mata
friend.
Dada
Yeah,
Pita.
I am friend in everyone's heart.
Mm.
His love actually, his love in Bhagavad Gita is more like a love of a mother. Like, he's giving instructions, he's giving support, right? He's permitting what you want to do. Um, so that kind of love, basically, Krishna is showing. Although the love in Bhagavatam and other places is flowing in the full-blown lotus, right? Like in every day, love is flowing in every direction,
Mm.
and he's ready to sacrifice. He's not a Maryada Purushottam. In Krishna is not Maryada Purushottam. He's actually, because he had to break that Maryada Purushottam to show what is actually love. I am ready to give up my status to make my devotee Bhisma Pitama look better, because he promised that I will take up weapons. So he's ready to, defame himself so that, Bhisma Pitama, at least his words should not be, broken. Right? So he shows what is actually love. Like you should be able to sacrifice your status, your pride, your fame, everything you have to kind of glorify someone, uh, you know, kind of bring, not let the other person who has promised, get his promise down.
Yeah,
Many places
I
it
was
does that.
sorry. We were actually discussing this subject matter in Bhishma Stuti during Vishwa Panchaka. I was
Yeah.
sharing my this pastime with some devotees. There we actually talked that when Krishna stills, it becomes supreme pleasure to the devotees.
Yes.
When Krishna cheats,
Yeah.
it becomes supreme pleasure to the devotees. When Krishna breaks his vows, that
Mm.
becomes also supreme pleasure
The
to his
devotees.
devotees. Means like even apparent Krishna broke actually bow to Brajavasis also. He said like, I'm
Yeah.
coming back. What?
Yes, yes, yes,
He
yes.
did not come back.
Yeah, yeah,
Anyways, but that's a different reason. Uh,
yeah,
but the point is, yeah, Krishna's everything. That your point is, he's not Maryada Purushottam. He doesn't want to
yeah,
uphold the apparent religious, norms.
yeah,
He wants to glorify the devotional service. That's
yeah.
why he's Lila Purushottam.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Thank you, Tony. Very nice. It was, in the middle of the week, this kind of discussion is very beneficial to our mind, to our soul.
Good.
Thank you. Thank you for
Right.
reading. And that song you sung, right? The Basudev, that was also excellent.
Yes.
The way you explained that, right? How he's showing his humility, Vasudev Datta. Right? That is, excellent. Thank you, Prabhu. I think we have to close the session now.
Sure, Bhaji, sure.
36. Vancha
Panchakalpatara
kalpatarubhya.
Vyasiki Pasinde Bevacha Patitanam Pavan.
वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः
Thanks to all the devotees who joined today. Hare Krishna.
Jai.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Goswami Mataji. Hare Krishna.
Hare
Koladwip Pran Prabhu.
Hare
Jai.
Jayashree Mataji wanted to
Jai.
say something.
Oh, me? No.
Okay,
It's
okay.
already, time
Okay.
already is over.
Yeah,
Thank
thank
you,
you.
though. Thank you. Yeah, Hare
Hare
Krishna.
Hare
Koladwip Pran Prabhu ki jai.
Wow.
Srila
Prabhupada
Prabhupada
ki
ki
jai.
jai.
Jai Goswami
Gaur
Mataji.
Bhakta Vrinda ki jai.
Jai.
Bye.
Hare
Thank you. Hare Krishna devotees. Thank you for joining, taking time from your busy lives and joining this Wednesday online on this session. We'll meet again online on this session next Wednesday, but this Saturday and Sunday we have our Saturday morning and Sunday evening. We have our sessions in the temple as well as online. Please to join. Thank you.
Hare Krishna. Thank you.
We'll now close the session.